So in the previous class we have discussed the Carnot cycle and Otto cycle. Now today we shall discuss the about the diesel cycle. That is what is the work done of the diesel cycle, and what is the thermal efficiency, and what is the mean effective pressure of we will derive the equations for this work done, thermal efficiency and mean effective pressure. So first of all, we should also know that this diesel cycle is also known as the constant pressure cycle. Constant pressure cycle. First we should know that is this diesel cycle is a constant pressure cycle, whereas the Otto cycle is a constant volume cycle. Okay. So first we shall draw the PV and TS diagram of this one, whereas in this, as the name itself indicates, constant pressure cycle means in this one we will be having one constant pressure, and that is there are four processes: pressure versus volume. That is in this we will be having first adiabatic compression process, that is 1 to 2, and one constant pressure process, that is 2 to 3, and again 3 to 4 is a adiabatic process, and 4 to 1 is a constant volume process. Here pressure and volumes are constant, and the heat addition always takes place during constant pressure process. Here it is heat in, or you can QA, or you can indicate with anything, or Q out. This is heat rejection takes place during constant volume process. And then TS diagram. TS diagram for this process, this cycle is T and S. S is nothing but entropy, you know very well. T is the temperature. It is the temperature versus entropy. So first process is adiabatic process, that is 1 to 2. That is adiabatic process means it will be vertically straight, that is 1 to 2, and this second 2 to 3 is a constant pressure process. So in the TS diagram, constant pressure or constant volume processes are indicated in curve like this. This is 2 to 3, this is P is equals to C. 3 to 4 is again adiabatic, so it will be vertical line 3 to 4, and 4 to 1 is a constant volume process, so again you need to draw curve line, that is 4 to 1. Here also you can get like this. You should give the direction of this processes. Yeah. Here pressure, here that is P2 is equals to P3, and the volume is V1 is equals to V4. So remember these 2 points. P2 is equals to P3 and volume is V1 is equals to V4. Okay. And here you can say entropy is that is 1 and 2 are same, and the 3 and 4 are same. Now first we shall derive the equations for work done. For finding out the work done, we need to find out the net work done, we need to find out the work done of the each processes. That is 4 processes. That is from process 1 to 2, adiabatic compression process, one to 2 is adiabatic compression process, and whereas 3 to 4 is adiabatic expansion process. So what will you do? So you need to write down here what are the terms, like what is happening here. Pressure is getting increased here. You can see pressure increase, it is increasing, and the volume is decreasing because it is coming towards this here on this one, that is the origin side. This is origin 0, so it is coming towards the origin, so it is decreasing and it is moving above the origin. One thing if you understand, that is pressure, if the pressure is increasing, volume will definitely decrease. So you need to write down pressure is increasing from P1 to P2. Similarly, volume is decreasing from V1 to V2. Similarly, what is happening with temperature? Temperature is increasing. Temperature increasing from T1 to T2. Okay. So now, what is the work done for this adiabatic processes? You know very well, that is adiabatic process for 1 to 2. That is P1 V1 minus P2 V2 divided by gamma minus 1. This is the work done for adiabatic process. And then what is this? If you convert this into in terms of MR and in terms of temperature, how can you convert that one? P1 V1 is equals to MR T1. This is the thing you know. Similarly, P2 V2 is equals to MR T2. Okay. P1 V1 is equals to MR. You will take MR. MR will be in the both terms, so we can take the common T1 minus T2 divided by gamma minus 1. Here in the simplification, while simplification we need as minus symbol here, so we will take minus MR. This T2 will become here and T1 will be gamma minus 1. This is work done for process 1 to 2. Then similarly, for what is the heat transfer for this process? Heat transfer during the process 1 to 2 is, so you know very well, that is for adiabatic process the heat transfer is always 0. Now come to the next process, that is 2 to 3, that is constant pressure process. Here from process 2 to 3, it is a constant pressure process. You can write down here. You can similarly write down here what is happening with pressure and what is happening with volume and what is happening with temperature. If you look at the curve, that is a process here in the PV diagram. What is happening? Pressure is constant. You can write down pressure is constant from P1 to P1 is equals to P2 is equals to P3. And what is happening with the volume? Volume is getting increased. It is moving away from the origin. So you can write down from V1 to it is V2 to V3, it is increasing. And what is happening with the temperature? T2 to T3, it is increasing. You can write down all these three processes. After writing all these things, you can find out the work done for 2 to 3. What is the work done for constant pressure processes? P2, or you can take P3. Don't get confused here. P2 or P3. It is not a divide symbol. It is just or. V3 minus V2. Right? This is the work done. This is if you convert this in terms of M, R and T, what happens? If you convert this in terms of temperature, what happens? This will be MR T3 minus T2, W2 to 3. And what is the heat transfer during this process? 2 to 3 is, that is CP, heat capacity in at constant pressure into temperature difference, that is T3 minus T2, that is mass flow rate into mass flow rate, MCP T3 minus T2. This is a heat transfer during constant pressure process. Now from process 3 to 4 for adiabatic expansion process. This 3 to 4 is adiabatic expansion. This is adiabatic compression. This is adiabatic expansion process. You can write down the work done for that one like this. Work done for 3 to 4 will be P3 V3 minus P4 V4 divided by gamma minus 1. If you convert this in terms of temperature, MR T3 minus T4 divided by gamma minus 1. You know very well how to convert, how can we convert this P and V in terms of temperature, but like this only we can convert. And what is the heat transfer during this adiabatic process? 3 to 4 is, will be always 0 because it is adiabatic process. Now we have found out the work done and heat transfer for 1 to 2, 2 to 3 and 3 to 4 process. Now remaining is 4 to 1 process. That is from 4 to 1, that is constant volume process. That is what is happening here. Volume is, pressure is decreasing, volume is constant, and the temperature is decreasing. So you can write down all these things and you can find out the work done for that one. 4 to 1, work done for 4 to 1 is what is the work done during constant volume process? It is always 0. It is always 0. And what is the heat transfer during constant volume process? That is Cv into T4 minus T1. That is, you can put it here M. That is mass flow rate. So during adiabatic process, heat transfer is 0, and during constant volume process, work done is 0. Remember these 2 points. This is a heat rejection. It is heat rejection. Now in the previous, that is constant pressure process, what we have found out, that is heat added. This is heat added. This is heat rejection process. Heat rejection. Now we can find out the net work done for this. Net work done. That is you can find W net. So 1 to 2 plus W2 to 3 plus W3 to 4 plus W4 to 1. You can add all the work done. And what is the first work done? M minus MR T2 minus T1 divided by gamma minus 1 plus what is the work done for process 2 to 3? MR T3 minus T2. Then what is the work done for this 3 to 4 is 3 to 4 process is 0 because that is a constant volume. This is not constant volume process. MR, this is adiabatic process. 4 minus T4 minus T3 divided by gamma minus 1 plus what is the work done for a 4 to 1? That is a constant volume process. So this is 0. So now you can also find out the net work done by using another 2 formulas, that is heat added minus heat rejected. This is a formula you can use, or one more formula is there, that is heat added into thermal efficiency. This is also how also you can find out the thermal work done work done. This completes the net work done. This is a derivation for net work done. Okay, now we need to find out the thermal efficiency for this cycle.